Okay, we have installed Python. What that means is that we have now made available the Python code base. So now we can call Python code inside our script. And this keyword here, for example, is a Python built-in function that is used to print out text on the screen. Like functions, there are other types of things that make up a Python program. So in this lecture, I'll explain to you the structure of a Python program, or in other words, the components that you have available to build Python programs. So let's start. Python is made of objects, methods, and functions. An object can be a number, a piece of text, a list of numbers, or a list of letters, and so on. There are also more complex objects like tables, for instance. So you build your programs using such fundamental building blocks. Now these blocks have methods attached to them. So you may have a piece of text, which is an object. Say this text here, say ardit. Ardit is an object. And then we have the replace method, which is available for this kind of object. And then the replace method can take some arguments. And in this particular case, the replace method will take as argument the letter we want to replace from the text and the letter which the letter will be replaced with. Let's say O, that's it. And so what this will do is replace the letter A from name ardit with the letter O. However, it will not generate any result for us. So if you want to generate some results, we would add the function print in here and put the output of this inside the print function. Click save, and then let's try to run the script. So I'll just open the command line here and say Python script, and you can use the tab for auto-completion and execute. So we got the hey there text printed by the first print function, and then the ardit text again printed by the second print function. So we have a function here, we have an object, and we have a method. Now I refer to ardit as text, but this is actually called a string in Python. So a string is an object data type, so we have different kinds of objects. And you apply methods to objects using the dot notation. Functions, on the other hand, are a bit different from methods in that they are not dependent on some objects. Instead, they get objects as arguments. So this function here got this string as argument. This one here also got a string as argument. And the string in this case was the product of the replace method. Print is a built-in function. So the algorithm that defines a print function is already built in Python, in the Python source code. And all you have to do is call the print function. However, Python cannot have every possible function. For instance, you may want to convert miles to kilometers. It would be nice to have a function where you could pass miles as input and get kilometers as output. But for good reason, there is not such a ready-made function in Python. If we had too many functions, the programming language would be too heavy and it could slow things down. But good news is that we can create such functions ourselves. And once we create them, we can call them by passing some input to the function and expecting some output. Say you want to convert euros to dollars, given the currency rate. Python doesn't have built-in functions for that, so if you need to do such operation, you can create a function. I would prefer not to go through that right now, because you have a lecture designed to creating and calling custom functions. So this should give you a nice idea about Python, how Python works, and the main Python components. So that's it for now. See you in the next lecture.